other quick news recapping what I saw around the show floor from other brands. Retro Ralph did a really good video walking through IIRcade, so check that out. It's a bar top cabinet that can be attached to a bottom, making it a full stand-up cabinet. So it's versatile. I like that concept. It looks like a premium bar top cabinet, which somebody needs to do that in this market. I don't know whether IIRcade will be the first to market or Atgames maybe will do something, but you know, the countercades are okay, but if you want a high quality arcade to sit on your counter, number one, you probably don't have enough room to have 12 different cabinets like we have with the big stand-up. So you probably want a multicade. I think a multicade makes a lot more sense for a bar top, and it needs to be high enough quality that you want to play a bunch of different games on it, since it's not going to be tailored to any one game. And that's what IIRcade is looking to deliver. Now, this product looks like it's a long way from release. They don't have licensing locked down yet. Apparently, the only game that they licensed that they are able to show publicly as of yet is Double Dragon. They're talking about potentially allowing for customizable artwork, whatever. I don't really care too much about that. The cabinet itself is not very good looking, but it does have giant stereo speakers. Retro Ralph reports that these are amped, and they're amped for 80 watts. That's awesome. I've kind of toyed with the idea of adding an inline amp to my Arcade1up speakers myself. I think a little better quality audio would be missing, and IIRcade seems to deliver, so good for them. They are apparently emphasizing providing an arcade experience for non-arcade games, which I think is weird. I don't want to play a 3D FPS with analog joysticks. I don't even know how that, or sorry, digital joysticks. I don't even know how that would work. Some people are into that, I know, and have played modern games with that game, so clearly there's a market there, but I have no interest in that, so I don't know how closely I'll be following this product. I'm probably not going to buy it. They are talking about pricing it like a console. That is on their marketing copy on their website, and according to the Retro Ralph walkthrough, they're using a custom Android-based OS. Not a whole lot to say there. It doesn't look that interesting. Could be a nice alternative to Atgames with better controls and sound, maybe, if you're into that. And I couldn't tell if the monitor was 4x3 or 16x9. It kind of looked 4x3, and if that's true, then I think that's a win if you are going to play retro games on it. I still don't understand why Atgames has a 16x9 monitor. Maybe that works for some people, but I'm not interested. Toyshock also had a showing, and they are re-releasing their Haunted House Pinball. Cool Toy did a walkthrough of this with fellow YouTuber P-Dubs, who apparently works for Toyshock. I'm not sure, but they talked in depth about Toyshock's immediate plans for product. And so the first thing we'll see are a bunch of new tables with artwork from that original 12 game lineup. They're all going to have the original 12 games. So not new tables, not new virtual tables, but new physical tables with physical artwork, which is a good idea. The black hole table specifically looked really good. There's an upgraded plunger. It's a little easier to grab. I suspect Toyshock is seeing it as a nice differentiator from Arcade1up, since we know they aren't going to be doing a plunger, but rather just a push button launch. They're looking at improving flipper delay, so perhaps upgrading their PCB so that you get that immediate reaction when you hit the button for a flipper, and good on them. I've heard about issues with that. Apparently it's not a huge issue. It's a short delay. I don't think anybody's reported the exact amount of time of input delay here, but from what I've heard, it's not terrible. It's also not great. And I was contemplating getting this, but once I saw that, I thought, nah, I don't want to spend $400 on a product that isn't responsive if it's pinball. So they're planning to fix that. Those tables are coming, quote, very soon, but not a specific release date was given. More interestingly to me, there's an upgraded machine coming, according to P-Dubs, in Q3 of 2020. And this is very clearly a reaction to the Arcade1up tables. 12 all-new games, so not the same tables from the other cabinet, but 12 all-new tables. A 14-inch color display on the back box that's larger than Arcade1up's display. Improved speakers. A narrower-looking bezel. I don't think it is narrower, but it looks narrower because they're doing two different colors, a black next to a gray. It's honestly a pretty smart design. It looks good. And it will be height adjustable. It even has a faux coin door on the front, which is how I know this is a reaction to Arcade1up, because Arcade1up has that. I'll say it again. Put those on the arcade kick plates. They look cool. They look a lot better than a kick plate with a bunch of logos for games that we already know we have. Pricing for this is to be determined. I would bet they're waiting and seeing what Arcade1up is going to come out with. If Arcade1up comes out at $500 for their upgraded product, then I don't expect we're going to see this for more than $500. Now, lastly, surprisingly, there's no presence from Atgames. I've heard that they're going to have a suite rented out like they did last year where they have private showings of their product, but I've not seen any news of that pop up on the forums or on YouTube. If it's out there and I missed it, I apologize. I will keep an eye out. I am surprised Atgames is not at these conferences, given that they only work with Walmart right now and Sam's Club, or I guess they work with Costco too. But I would think they would be in this phase of trying to get more retail adoption and showing their product live to do that, and they're not. So I guess that's not part of their strategy, or maybe they feel like they don't need to. Overall impressions. There's Arcade1up, and then there's everybody else in the home arcade market. I really think Arcade1up is in a strong leadership position. They need to fix their customer support. I'm going to do another video on that. That's been really frustrating lately. I have a Star Wars cabinet that I got at Christmas. I still have not been able to play. But on the product front, Arcade1up has a strong lead. And I'm excited to see what these other companies bring. I'm glad Toyshock is going to be coming out with an upgraded product. We want variety. We want some competition for sure. But 2020 is shaping up to be the year of the home arcade. Some of the stuff that we thought was leaked out of Arcade1up, the prototype products that we now know were prototypes like the Big Buck Hunter, that's not coming yet. As far as we know, it's not coming in 2020. So there's still a lot of room for improvement. There are still some killer cabinets out there. There are a lot of Sega games I think that we're going to want to see that aren't being talked about yet. So I'm excited to see what's next. I'll keep tabs on news, and as other information breaks, I'll be sure and talk to you guys about it. If you enjoyed the video, please hit like, please leave a comment. All these things help with the YouTube algorithm. Us small-time YouTubers, we need that help because YouTube is not going to chill us like we will a more corporate brand. I'll catch you next time, guys. Make sure to subscribe if you